So this module, as I said, speaks about, this is mainly about service design. Okay, particularly this chapter will learn about the service design. And so the main goal of studying service design is to understand the design of the IT services. Okay, the architectures, processes that will enable us to design the services that meets the needs of the organization. Okay, it also helps to understand the techniques that is required to develop, manage, and integrate the service design into the IT service management process. So first, here we will go through the uh, okay, in this chapter, because this module is basically divided into two parts. Okay, so in this chapter we will go through the service design life cycle, and in the next chapter we will go through extended service design. So okay, so here it basically aims at familiarizing the student with the knowledge of service design phase in the ITIL service life cycle. Okay, so what are the basic objectives? It will explain the service design life cycle and its contribution stages, describe the process of service catalog, business service catalog, technical service catalog. Then it will elaborate the service level agreement and management process. It illustrates the process of service availability, component availability management, and finally elaborates capacity management process, highlighting cost versus capacity and supply versus demand. So let's start. Okay, so as already given here, we'll start with the life cycle stage. So service design covers the basics of designing services and processes. It provides a complete design approach to help an organization to deliver better services. To meet an organization's strategic and customer needs, designing a service requires collaboration and coordination. It is necessary to aim for high service maturity while designing the services rather than the completion of an IT project. There will be higher customer and user satisfaction if the service maturity is higher. And finally, the service design stage of a life cycle starts with a change in business requirements and it ends with development of service solution which is designed to meet the documented needs of the business. Next, objectives of service design. So the design of innovative and appropriate IT services, including the architectures, policy, and documentations to meet their current as well as future agreed business requirements. So here we have five, individual aspects of design, service design. First is the changed or new services. Next we have management systems and technology architecture. Then we have service management systems and tools, especially service portfolio, which includes the service catalog, measurement methods and metrics, the processes required. Sorry. Next, we come to value to the organization of service design. So agreeing on service targets across the organization, ensuring the critical business processes which would receive most attention, measuring the quality of IT in business terms, reporting what is relevant to the users, for example, business value and customer satisfaction, suitable mapping of IT infrastructure to the business processes, providing end-to-end business focused performance monitoring, periodic reporting against the targets, and reduce total cost of ownership. Then we have improved consistency of service, improved quality of service. Next, we have easy implementation of new services, improved alignment of service, more effective service performances, improved IT governance, effective service management, improved decision making and information. Then we come to the 4 P's of service design. See, to deliver the benefits of ITIL and service management, okay, the 4 P's. So these 4 P's actually, ITIL in service design is mainly built upon these 4 P's, that is people, process, products, and partners. Okay, so these 4 P's need to overlap with each other. So here 1 P will fix the rest, and many organizations believe that this is the product. Okay, there has to be a balance of all the 4 P's to ensure the right mix for an appropriate design. Many designs and plans fail because of lack of management and preparation. So as a practice, the implementation of the ITIL service management is about planning and preparing the effective and efficient use of all these 4 P's, as you can see in the diagram. People, processes, products. So products means it covers all the services, technologies and tools, and partners. Partners means the manufacturers and the suppliers. Next, we come to the service design processes. So these are the various service design processes that you can see on screen, like supplier management, availability management, service catalog management. You have IT service continuity management, information security management, service level management, and capacity management. Uh, Next, we come to the service catalog management process. So what is this catalog management? Okay, service catalog management. So it is a database or structured document with information about all the live services, including which services are available for deployment. So this catalog includes information about prices. So it's a catalog. Okay, it will include information about the prices, contact points, the deliverables, the orderings, the request processes, etc. Okay, so why to have service catalog management? So basically, service catalog is produced and maintained and contains accurate information on all the operational services and those being developed. And the main purpose is to provide a single source of consistent information on all the agreed services and to ensure that it is widely available to those who are allowed to access them. Okay. Then we come to the objectives of service catalog management. So to ensure that a service catalog is produced and maintained and contains accurate information on all the operational services and those being developed. And the second is to manage information which is contained within the service catalog and to ensure that it is accurate and it reflects the current details, interfaces, and dependencies of all the services that are being run or being prepared to run in a live environment. Next, we come to the value to the business of a service catalog. So service catalog provides a central source of information on IT services, which is delivered by the service provider. And it contains a customer facing the view of IT services in use, how they are intended to be used, and the quality and levels of services which customers can expect for each service. Then we have activities of service catalog management. So here are some, the service catalog management activities include service catalog the definition of the service, maintenance of an accurate service catalog, interfaces and dependencies between a service catalog and service portfolio, interfaces and dependencies between all the services and supporting services within the service catalog and CMS, then interfaces and dependencies between all services and supporting components and configuration items within the service catalog and CMS. Then we also have okay. Oh, it's the same. It's just repeated. Next, we have aspects of service catalog. So we have the two aspects of service catalog. One is the business service catalog and next is the technical service catalog. So what's in there in business service catalog? Okay, so it basically contains the details. Okay, it basically contains details of all the IT services which is delivered to the customer with relationships to business units and the business process which depends on the IT services. So this is the customer view of the service catalog. Okay, this is done in view of the customer. Next, we have the technical service catalog. So in here, the details of all the IT services delivered to the customer together with the supporting services, then components and configuration items which are needed to support the provision of the service to the business are included. It should it should underpin the business service catalog and should not form part of the customer view. Next, we have terminology of service catalog management. So we have the configuration items, CI, then we have service level agreements, SLA. SLR means service level requirements. Then we have the OLA, which is operational level agreements. Then we have BIA, which is business impact analysis. Next, we come to the service catalog high level process flow. So there are three stages, as you can see, 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0. This is the flow. Okay, so this is service catalog review process, then service catalog maintenance process, and then we have the obtain and publish service information process. So what do each has to do? See, service catalog review. Okay, the first flow. Okay, the first process that we have, the first process, which is the service catalog review. So recurring periodic reviews are used for assuring the service catalog accuracy and aligning with the customer service needs. Service catalog process KPIs are used to measure the progress against the critical success factors. So what are critical success factors? So basically critical success factors means so these are some elements which is necessary for any organization, okay, to achieve its mission, like the innovation. Okay, the factors can be anything like innovation, they can be the data or information, they can be the stakeholder involvement, some well-defined work streams and so on. So to achieve these goals, they need to be aware of the success factors and the variations between these success factors and the different roles of the key result area. Next, we have the service catalog maintenance. So what is there? Input is from periodic service. So it's because it's a flow. So this process, this phase, okay, will serve as an input to the next phase. Okay. So input is from the periodic service catalog reviews and quality issues reported through the incident management process. It maintains accurate and current information within the service catalog. Next, we have obtain and publish the service information. So information gathered for a service catalog entry constitutes the public declaration of a service definition and many important attributes of the service. For new services, this information might be available from the service design package. But for existing services, the information may be gathered from the authorized sources like service owner or the third party service provider. Okay. So here we have the, so this is the review process flow. Okay, catalog review process flow. So as you can see, the service catalog owner initiates the review here. Okay. So it will be done in two phases. One is review the KPI metric, which is done either weekly or monthly basis. and then review the service template, which will be done annually. Okay, and after both reviews, okay, the quality issue or update requirement is done. Okay, so this is basically a DFD, a data flow diagram, kind of a thing. So then in the next phase, okay, quality issued or updations will be required. If yes, okay, if it is yes, then service catalog maintenance process starts, and if it is a no, then it is communicated to the stakeholder. So next we have the service catalog review process activity descriptions. Review KPI metrics. So see, so this is what it's already what I discussed here. It's been demonstrated here in a tabular form. So 1.1, this, okay, this 1.1 review KPI metric. Okay, so it's described here in the next slide. Okay, so first we will go through the review KPI metric, which will be done in weekly or monthly basis. So what's the basic purpose of it? To measure the progress towards achieving the critical success factors. And what are the guiding principles? It use of continual service improvement to ensure high level of service. Input will be the KPI metrics, procedural work instruction steps. So here what is done in this process? Identifies the areas of improvement, log or record results, periodically review generated reports and metrics, report issued through the service catalog maintenance process. And output is the review summary. Okay, it will be the review summary and metric, positive or negative trends, metrics delivered on time. Next, we go to the second 1.2 process, which is review service template, which is done annually. So the purpose is to digest the results of an applicable review. Principle: at minimum, each service in service catalog to be reviewed annually. Input will be the service review template submitted by the service owner. Procedure is, upon receipt of the service review template, service catalog process owner or manager will identify the suggested changes and report issued through service catalog maintenance process. And output will be the review summary again. And metric: number of services reviews completed on time. Metric means on what factors will this be calculated. Okay. Next we have quality issue or update required. Okay, next we have this part. So what is the purpose of it? Based upon the review of the KPI metrics, based on the reviews of 1.1 and 1.2, okay, all the quality issues will be forwarded through the service catalog maintenance process. Stakeholders to be kept informed annually or as needed. Next is 1.3. It means this, communicating with the stakeholder if it's a no. Okay. So the purpose is provide transparent communication with all the stakeholders. Principle is stakeholders kept informed about changes to the services within service catalog and process performance on no less than an annual basis. Inputs: review summaries, procedural work instruction steps, provide an executive summary to the stakeholders as they require. Output: the stakeholder updates, executive summary, and here no metric is needed. Okay, it's not applicable. Okay. And if it's a yes, of course, the service catalog maintenance process. We go to the next figure. Okay. If it's a no, we have already done it. And if it's a yes, then we go to the next phase, which is the service catalog maintenance process. So we'll go to that now. Okay, so we are in the next phase now. This. Wait. So here service catalog review process. Okay, then either there will be incident management or there will be change management. Based on that, we will have the next phase, which is 2.3, which is investigate the service catalog request, and if the request is valid, yes, obtain and publish the service information process, which will redirect us to the third figure. And if no, then we come to the incident management record reassigned. So starting with the first 2.1, investigate reported service catalog issue. So the purpose is to initial validation and troubleshooting done to determine if the ticket is related to the service catalog. And principle is incorrect assigned request will be reassigned to the correct department. What will be the inputs? The input is the service catalog maintenance request. It will come in the form of an incident or change record, which is submitted through the IT's ITSM tool, service management tool. And what is the working procedure? Upon receipt of the SCMR, review the reported issue to determine its relevance to the service catalog, perform the initial troubleshooting to determine if it is an issue residing within the service catalog, and finally update the SCMR. And output will be the updated SCMR. And the metrics considered here is the number of SCMR which is incorrectly assigned. Next we come to, is the request valid? Okay, if the request is valid, of course we go to the third flow, which we have seen already. Okay, we'll go to the third flow, and if it is not valid, then we will come to the incident management record reassign. So what is in there? So here it determines whether service catalog maintenance issue resides within the service catalog or a supporting service. If issue resides within the supporting service, request will be reassigned. So this is the third flow, incident, the service, this is the third flow, okay? Incident management process. So I think we can continue it in the next class tomorrow. Okay, we'll continue it in the next class because we don't have much here. Okay, we can continue tomorrow, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. 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 Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.